Hey, what's happening, guys? Welcome on back to the channel. Hope you're having a lovely day out there wherever you are. It's Friday afternoon right now, and it's time to listen to some music. So I've never in my life heard of this band Shriekback, but that's what we're going to listen to today. We're going to listen to the track Nemesis, which is off of their album Oil and Gold, which was released in 1985. Like I said, I've never heard of the band, but those of you who had suggested this would be S. Colin Tuck, David Chaplain, Sarah Jane, hey, that rhymed, Sylvan M, James Digna Music, AK, and the list goes on quite a bit. Music Druk, and then, yeah, that's it, actually. So, yeah, thank you guys for the suggestion. No idea about anything about this band, but apparently, I guess there's some members in this band that went on to go into other bands, like in XTC, and Gang of Four. So, okay, we got some talent in here. Let's go ahead and give it a listen. We'll talk about it after. Here we go. Oh.
Love has no meaning, but where they come from, but we know pleasure is not that simple. Very little fruit is forbidden. Sometimes we wobble, sometimes we're strong, but you know evil is an exact science. Be carefully correct.
I like their dark sound. That's a big word. They've got a cool sound, though.
You feel like Greeks, we feel like Romans, centaurs and monkeys just cluster around us. We drink elixirs that we refine from the juices of the dying. We are no monsters, we're moral people, and yet we have the strength to do this. This is the splendor of our achievement. Call in the airstrike with a poison kiss. Priests and cannibals, prehistoric animals, everybody happy as the dead come home. Big black nemesis, parthenogenesis, no one will run hustle as the dead come home. Priests and cannibals,
This is kind of cool.
animals, everybody happy as the dead come home.
It's catchy.
Big black nemesis, parthenogenesis, no one will run hustle as the dead come home. How bad it gets, you can't imagine. The burning wax, the breath of reptiles. God is not mocked, he knows our business. Karma could take us at any moment. Cover him up, I think we're finished. You know it's never been so exotic, but I don't know. Our dreams are vicious, we could still end up with a great big fishes. Priests and cannibals, prehistoric animals, everybody happy as the dead come home. Big black
That chorus is catchy.
parthenogenesis, no one will run hustle as the dead come home. Priests and cannibals, prehistoric animals, everybody happy as the dead come home.
Some really high-pitched vocals back there, too.
Black nemesis, parthenogenesis, no one will run hustle as the dead come home. Priests and cannibals, prehistoric animals, everybody happy as the dead come home. Big black nemesis, parthenogenesis, no one will run hustle as the dead come home. Priests and cannibals, prehistoric animals.
Okay. This is definitely not a sound I was expecting, but they have a really cool sound. It's kind of, all right, it puts me in a Halloween mood. It puts me directly, like, this would go on to the Halloween soundtrack. This would probably be a song, I don't know how popular it is. This would probably be a song that, like, you put on for the Halloween soundtrack, and everyone's like, I never heard this one, but it's got that snap to it, right? What I really like is that it has that kind of, I really can't think of another word except that Halloween, slightly macabre, off-kilter kind of sound, especially vocally. I mean, it's just, but at the same time, it's not a cold song. It's pretty warm, actually. It's pretty dense with all the instrumentation that's taking place in there. Especially notice the subtlety coming from the guitar playing and the synthesizer or keyboards. I really like the way that those came up throughout the track. It was almost like a foggy swamp with the dead rising, with a hand, a finger, or a hand with a finger missing, rising up out of the swamp. That's what the synth and the guitar sound like to me in those subtle touches of the music. Because the rhythm section, the bass and the drums set that march, which is very foggy, which is very dense. And I just really liked how that made an impact into the music and it created a certain tone. So lead singer here, let me pull it back up, I have the lyrics. Lead singer here is going to be, I'm assuming Barry Andrews. I don't think it's Carl Marsh who's handling guitar, but it doesn't tell me who's leading. I'm just going to assume Barry Andrews, who is the member that you guys had said was previously in XTC on their first 2 or 3 albums, which I'm not familiar with. But either way, I really like this raspy voice that he brings in, just trudging through the dredge of the underworld. I don't know. That's the voice. I like it. It's nearing to the point where it could walk into the alleyway of goth. It's not quite there. It's not quite there. I guess you would say this is more like a new wave kind of sound. But it could. He could easily step into that realm, so he choose, but he choose not to. But I did think that this was actually really cool. I guess I've never heard of this band, but that was a cool sound. Now, does all their music have this kind of tone, this spooky vibe, or is this more of a one-off or so? No idea. The lyrics: in a jungle of the senses, Tinkerbell and Jack the Ripper. Love has no meaning, not where they come from. But we know pleasure is not that simple. Very little fruit is forbidden. Sometimes we wobble, sometimes we're strong, but you know evil is an exact science. Being carefully, correctly wrong. Priests and cannibals, prehistoric animals, everybody happy as the dead come home. Big black Nemesis, parthenogenesis, which I'm going to look that up because that's a word I'm not familiar with. No one move a muscle as the dead come home. Let's look up that word. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. Our parthenogenesis is an asexual reproduction in which a female can produce an embryo without fertilizing an egg with sperm. So just kind of got a baby. You don't need nobody else. Don't need no help. There you go. Is that kind of like a starfish? Don't starfish kind of do that? Or jellyfish, right? No, jellyfish have a really interesting reproductive cycle. Now, if you want to go down a rabbit hole or a jelly hole, that's the hole you go down. So I'm assuming Big Black Nemesis death. I mean, the song seems to be talking about death throughout the whole thing. So I think it's like about encountering death, which really funny, and I swear this is a coincidence. I didn't look up this song or anything. I was literally just looking at clips from Puss in Boots. And I guess in the last movie that he was in, he was literally facing death, which is kind of cool. All right. We feel like Greeks, we feel like Romans, centaurs and monkeys just cluster around us. We drink elixirs that we refine from the juices of the dying. We are no monsters, we're moral people, and yet we have the strength to do this. This is the splendor of our achievement. Call in the airstrike with a poison kiss. So perhaps trying to save ourselves from death and learn from death to try and escape it, but at the same time causing death unto others in different ways. How bad it gets, you can't imagine. The burning wax, the breath of reptiles. God is not mocked, he knows his business. Karma could take us at any moment. Cover him up, I think we're finished. You know it's never been so exotic, but I don't know, my dreams are visions. We could end up with the big, great fishes. Like, no matter what you do, you're going to end up sleeping with the fish, as they say. You're going to end up with some cement shoes. Maybe. I'm probably not in the realm. I mean, it's talking about death. I can definitely tell that, but I feel like it's probably being a little bit more specific. There are some notes here. Oh, that's a long paragraph. I am not reading all that, but there's a long paragraph, I guess, directly from Shriekback's blog about this track. I ain't reading all that, though. That's all. Let me know what you guys thought of the track. You can let me know in the comments below. You can follow me over on Twitter, support the channel on Patreon. Thank you so much for the recommendation. Hope you enjoyed the music. Come back tomorrow, and I will see you guys then. Had to find my button. Bye, guys.